Hey everyone, this is episode 127 of Nerds with Mics. I'm Travis.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Justin.
Today we're talking about a bunch of things. I said a bunch of things as if we have things planned. No, but we're going to talk about Lego Star Wars. We're going to talk about Severance a little bit. Probably not too much because Justin's only on episode 2, but he might just have to. He might just have to take himself out of the game. I don't know. And we're going to talk about some other things as well. But before we get into all those things, let's talk about what we've been up to. Emily, we'll start with you.
It's the same thing as I was up to the last time that we talked.
Yeah, Severance and Wonderlands.
Yeah. What was the first one?
Severance.
Oh yeah, well yeah, Severance. Which we've Jesse doesn't watch Severance with me. I've been trying to get him to, and I've been trying to explain to him like about it, and he goes, "This show sounds so confusing," and I'm like, "It is kind of confusing."
Yeah.
Because there's oh my god, there's so much to Severance that like is so confusing, and it's still confusing even after the season finale. Like it's ridiculous.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been playing lots of Wonderlands. That's all I've really been doing is playing Wonderlands. Got to play some co-op with some friends the beginning of the week, and that was really fun. We ran some Chaos Chambers, which is the in-game content. It's super fun. And we caught up on Moon Knight and Halo, and then of course Severance. We've been watching. We've hopped back on because we kind of took like a hiatus from watching it, but we hopped back on Z Nation. And there's like 7 seasons, I think, of Z Nation, and it's just like a low budget Walking Dead, like even lower budget than Walking Dead. It's sci-fi original, and it's actually really good. Like even though like the graphics are a little low budget, like the story and the acting are really good and on point. The like it's some of like the things that happen in it, you're just like that wouldn't happen in real life. And it's okay because it's just funny. But the characters are good. There's even like a little like nod to The Walking Dead in it. At one point they talk about these group of people that are held up in a prison, which that happens in The Walking Dead. And it's also the same premise of The Walking Dead where, if you die, it doesn't matter if you got bit or not, you're going to come back as a walker or as a zombie. And the same thing happens in this, but they've added like a little bit of twist where they've been working on a cure, and they tested it on prisoners, inmates that like pretty much had like no option, but they were told like if they were like, oh well, we'll pardon you like of all your crimes, da, 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 da. And so this one dude got like, they have like these 3 dudes in a room, and each one of them gets a vaccine, and then of course it turns them into a zombie. And then the last guy's like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just not doing it. And they're like, too late. And they inject him with this virus. And then they leave him because it's been overrun by zombies. And of course the zombies come in and bite the shit out of him. And you think, oh, but he's dead. Nope. He actually got a vaccine that worked, and he got bit and all that stuff. And he was actually immune. He ends up turning blue later in the series, which is weird. And so like everybody like can find him easily because he's a blue guy, like the only living blue guy in existence. And so like everybody's just out to get him because there's like bounties on his head and stuff like that. It's pretty good though. It's almost kind of like Wild West meets Walking Dead meets like a bunch of other stupid shit. So, but we've been watching that, and it's pretty good. We gave Sky a haircut today. We grilled out today. It was pretty good. We had some chicken, some vegetables, and it was delicious. Sat on our porch and listened to all the weirdos talking and yelling at each other. Yeah, it's free entertainment. So
yeah, the weather was great today.
It was really, really nice. So we took advantage of it and chilled outside and ate and grilled out, and it was super good. But yeah, Wonderlands and watching TV. That's literally been it. So.
All right. What about you, Justin?
I have been playing MLB The Show. The new one came out, and I've also been playing Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, which has no business being as good as it is.
Right.
Huh?
I said, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lego games are always super good.
Yeah, I mean they are. I've always gotten kind of annoyed by them in the past. It kind of felt like there's just so much filler on each stage, and I hated like the camera angle of the old ones. How it was like wide, where like you could see both characters. But this one's like a third person action adventure game. It kind of feels like it's a little more just straight to the point, like follow the path. It's a pretty linear for the most part, but there are open world areas. The open world areas are pretty impressive. Combat's fun. It just has way too much detail for it to be a Lego game. Like it's annoying that some games don't have this much attention to detail. Like if you shoot a stormtrooper in the leg, they start hopping.
Really?
Yeah. If you walk in the sand, your footprints are there. Like the new Call of Duty doesn't even do that. It's just kind of I don't know. It seems way more advanced than it should be for it being a Lego game. But maybe I'm just used to crapping on Lego games. One neat thing is the game does not have online co-op, which is a real bummer. However, using the PlayStation Share Play feature, you can play co-op online with people.
Hand him a controller.
Yeah. So I've been playing co-op with a friend online, and we've actually talked about maybe revisiting like Lego Harry Potter and like the Lego Marvel games as well. That way, now if only the Just Cause series would introduce some sort of online co-op.
The
or
Lego
co-op.
Harry Potter is one of my favorites.
Mine too. It is
They're
so good.
so good, like doing the spells and
Yeah.
and even like the old school like Harry Potter that weren't Lego. I loved those. Those are
yeah.
I still have all my copies for
I'm
original
pumped for
Xbox.
the new one, the new game, Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
But I've been playing that. Huh?
Fingers crossed. I said, hopefully it's good. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. But I've been playing a lot of that, and like I said, MLB The Show, and I've been watching. I've watched one episode of Moon Knight. Really liked it. I knew nothing about this character, but that first episode was wild. I can't wait to watch more. Yeah.
The second episode is even more wild. So
I can't wait. I gotta get caught up.
It's really good, 100%. And I was the same. I knew nothing about Moon Knight whatsoever.
Yeah.
So.
And then I watched the second episode of Severance last night. Actually, I'm gonna try to finish that as soon as I can, because you guys seem to like it quite a bit.
So good. The finale was absolutely the best finale I have ever seen on a TV show.
It's pretty stressful the entire time.
It was. I was on my seat. I was yelling at the TV. Luckily, Jesse was gone. And I'm just sitting there yelling at the TV. And because yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Also been watching a lot of baseball. I'm a big baseball fan. Apple TV just started showing baseball games. And I don't know, Travis or Emily, I doubt either of you watched them. But I would say,
is it just Friday nights, right?
Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. I tuned in just to see it, and the quality was unlike any other thing I've ever seen in sports.
In a good way, right?
Yeah, it's live. Huh? What, Travis?
In a good way?
Yeah. It's like they're using like 8K cameras or something. Like the video quality, like the feed, it was so crisp. And just like the whole aesthetic, like the scoreboard and like the stat overlays had that Apple aesthetic. Like
now, is it free or do you have to be a member of something?
So at the moment it's free, but I think they will eventually bundle it in with the Apple TV Plus subscription. But right now it's free. The Reds are on there the next 2 Fridays. So
I'll
give
check
me a chance to watch more next Friday and the Friday after.
They should do football as well.
They should, honestly.
That would be cool. Yeah. But I'm sure NFL has like
DirecTV owns the
Sunday ticket rights are about to go up for grabs.
Ooh, Apple TV should totally grab that because it would be, and they could even like have it as an add-on. They could be like extra $5 a month to be able to watch your sports.
It's like $400 right now for just NFL, which is crazy.
It is. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. So.
But I think Amazon's been in discussion for that, and I'm sure Apple would love to stop Amazon from getting that. And I don't know. Judging by what I've seen with baseball, it was just one game, but the quality, because I had the Reds game on one side and then Apple TV on the other on my computer, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's like the Reds game is like in a different decade almost, just from quality. Like it doesn't look bad when I'm watching it on its own, but next to like the Apple broadcast, it just looked like blurry and like not great.
Now the Apple broadcast versus the other one you were watching, were they different? Was it the same shot or different shots or?
Well, it was just they're different games, so like there was getting different camera angles at different times. Yeah, the Reds were on their network, and then it was the Angels and I Astros on the other one. And it was just a much better video feed. It was crisp, extremely high definition, no blur, nothing. I mean, it was just pristine.
Well,
So
I'll have to check it out next Friday. Text me if you can remember.
you can actually go back and rewatch the game if you want to check it out today. Like, you don't have to wait till Friday. They have all the games on there on demand. So I mean, because I actually went back and I showed Kayla today. I was like, look at this. I was like, the quality is so good. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been up to, and that and work and getting over that cold or whatever it was I had, pneumonia or whatever.
Oh yeah. We probably should have mentioned. Yeah, we didn't record last week because Justin was sick.
I was on the verge of losing my voice, and
yeah, I can't have that.
It's still a little off, I feel like, but
yeah,
I feel better.
Makes you sound like a man though. I like that.
Oh, good. I've been trying.
Kind of like how I sounded the week before last, where I lost my voice.
It's awful.
Are you feeling better? I hope. Are you feeling better? Yeah.
Who, me? Oh yeah, I'm yeah. I wasn't sick. I just had talked too much.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, for me, a lot of the same minus. I've downloaded Lego Star Wars, but I have not played it yet. Honestly, I've just been doing a lot of homework this week and watching shows. Just rewatched through both seasons of Mythic Quest.
Is that the first time you've watched it?
No, I've rewatched it.
Okay.
And then watched finished Severance, obviously, which was incredible. I hate that we have to wait until probably a year before we get more Severance. Makes me sad.
It was making me sad too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I've been playing a little bit of Lost Ark. I've kind of died off on that just a little bit because I kind of reached like the higher tier level and I just kind of parked my character and I haven't really done much. But I plan to level an alt and start selling some materials to make some in-game currency. But I think the next game I might go into, Justin said he's been playing that Destiny expansion. I think I might try it out.
Which means pretty good. Yeah, means probably the best expansion that they've come out with in D2 for sure.
Yeah, my backlog is getting so large because I have the New Horizon, Dying Lights, the Lego game, obviously, Destiny. It's just so many games to be had, and I just need to. I think once this class finishes up this Thursday coming up, I think I'll have a lot more free time to do that as well. So, what else? I think other than that, been doing some real estate photography on the side. That's kept me pretty busy as well. What else? I think that's pretty much it. But Justin, did you want to share any more about Lego Star Wars, or did you already share everything pretty much that you had to say about it?
Like it's just really good. Just the way obviously if you've played a Lego game before, you know what you're getting. You're getting a pretty true representation of the original work, but with a Lego spin and a little more quirky humor. They will often take serious and dramatic moments and add something to liven it up a little bit. Just, for the sake of not making it be a depressing game. You're not supposed to be depressed when you're playing with Legos. You're supposed to be happy, and they do a really good job at doing that. When you start the game, you can choose the beginning of either trilogy. You can start with the prequel, the original, or the sequel trilogy, and you can bounce back and forth, but you can't jump straight into Revenge of the Sith or straight into Return of the Jedi. You have to start in either Phantom Menace, A New Hope, or Force Awakens. I've played I've played a lot of A New Hope and a lot of Force Awakens, and it's fun. I mean, it's just really, really good. So you start off with missions, and in between, which let's talk about the missions real quick. So they're very, just from what I've played, very accurate to the films for the most part. They've taken some liberties to make it a little more, co-op friendly in a way. Like, for instance, when Rey enters the Star Destroyer in The Force Awakens to scavenge, BB-8's with her at that point because you can't play a co-op game with just one person. So they've introduced BB-8, then they put her into that. So it's just minor things. In between levels, there's kind of a hub, whether it be Tatooine or Jakku. where you can kind of run around, pick up side quests, go into different areas. Like the worlds are, I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, it's very surprising that these open world areas are as large as they are. I mean, I can go from Tatooine, I can go back to Luke's house, I can go to Mos Eisley, I can go to a Tusken Raider camp. I can do a lot of stuff. I can also hop on a speeder bike and drive there, or I can walk and explore. The game is full of characters. If you get the version with the expansion pack, I believe you get characters from Rogue One, Mandalorian, Solo, and I think
Ooh.
the Bad Batch.
Nice.
Could be wrong though. So there's just a ton of characters that you're unlocking. It's just enjoyable. That's like the word. It's good. It's enjoyable. I've had no minor complaints. My biggest complaint though would be the camera. Sometimes it gets a little wonky. But I mean, it's such a minor issue. It's an issue that pops up every so often, but it's like 2 seconds of wonkiness before it like fixes itself or you fix it. So it's not even like a huge deal. But yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say this. If this year hadn't been stacked already with games like Tiny Tina, Elden Ring, Horizon, Gran Turismo, if we didn't already have all these great games, this would probably be my favorite game of the year so far, which we're only in April, the first week of April.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, the fact that I'm considering a Lego game as like my favorite game this year is just nuts. I feel like, but it's that good. It's that charming. It's that funny. It's that just enjoyable. And I think at the moment Elden Ring is still my number one. I'm not going to say Lego is going to overtake it because it's probably not. But I mean, the fact that I'm even like saying it like in the same breath is like I'm enjoying it as much as I enjoy Elden Ring. Just makes me feel crazy, but at the same time, I stand by it.
Yeah, I do have to ask, how far have you played so far?
Probably got about 8 hours in.
So are you past Phantom Menace? I assume that's where you start.
No, I did not start there. I started with A New Hope, and I've been
Oh.
chipping away at that one. I've been chipping away at A New Hope myself, and then I've been chipping away on the sequel trilogy with a friend.
I'm curious, once you get to Phantom Menace, if you get the pod race.
So I did ask my friend. He actually started there. So like, he started there. I started A New Hope, and then we started The Force Awakens together.
Okay.
He said there is a pod racing sequence, and it's great.
Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
fancy.
Yeah, which we need a new pod racing game. We do.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, well, cool. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. I want to play it for sure. So you said you get to start kind of where you want to in that regard, like which trilogy you want to
With
start
the first movie of each trilogy. Yeah, you can choose whichever era you want. You just can't like jump to
I see.
It has to be the first one in a trilogy.
Okay.
And then you work your way to those other movies.
Yeah. Did you guys play the Kingdom Hearts games? I know, Justin, you said you never really got into them, right?
I like the older ones. I didn't
Okay.
particularly care for 3.
Okay. What about you, Emily? Did you play them at all?
I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games. It just didn't seem like, my type of game. But I know where you're going with this because I heard about it earlier.
Yeah, they dropped a trailer to announce Kingdom Hearts 4, which was kind of out of nowhere. There's not really a release date yet, but it's all part of a series of celebrations for the 20th anniversary, which is crazy to think about that the original Kingdom Hearts has already been out 20 years.
It's depressing.
It really is. It really is. I played 1 and 2 a lot. I think there was such a gap between 2 and 3 that by the time 3 came out, I just didn't really care much for it anymore. But I will be excited when this one comes out. Might give me a reason to go back and actually beat 3. But thought that was pretty interesting. Speaking of also old titles, did you guys play any of the Max Payne games?
Yeah, I forgot about this news. It came out Friday, didn't it?
Yeah. That Remedy is gonna they're gonna remake the first 2 Max Payne games for PC, PS5, and Xbox.
Glad
And
it's
I'm
not Grove Street Games doing it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of. Is that the one that did the GTA trilogy? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I trust Remedy.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this. I don't think I ever played 3, but I definitely played 1 and 2 of these series. What about you? Did you all play them at all?
Yeah.
I never played them.
no.
No,
They're great.
I don't know. Like, I guess they just weren't my types of games. Mine were like the first person shooter and the adventure role playing like fantasy style games. Those were always like my cup of tea in games.
The first two are great, but they have not aged very well. So I'm excited that they are remaking them. They use the word remake, not remaster.
Instead of remaster, yeah.
So
remake, that means that they're going to 100% start from scratch and remake them.
And the fact that it's Remedy working with Rockstar, like Remedy is such a talented developer working on games like Alan Wake and Control, which is like a game of the year type of game. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped to see what they come up with.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that it was 2001 when that game came out. So that was a couple years after.
Don't say that.
It's a couple years after the Matrix. That's when all the games started to utilize like bullet time and slow mo and shooting and all that stuff. And I definitely remember it in this game. That's for sure. So yeah, does anybody have any other news they want to talk about? I have a few more things, but I want to just say all the things.
Yeah, so a few things that I'm excited for. And I figured we could like maybe do a segment of like what we're excited for upcoming. Like I feel like that would be cool since we don't have much to talk about. But this is one of the things I'm excited for. But there's another thing that I'm like more excited for than anything else. Okay, so The Quarry, which is made by Supermassive Games and 2K. And people are calling this kind of like the sequel to Until Dawn, because most of the times these games don't really have sequels. So, but it's very similar in play style and all that stuff. So pretty much the game details, I'll read it like verbatim from this up here. It says, as the sun sets on the last day of summer camp, the teenagers, counselors of Hackett's Quarry throw a party to celebrate. This is called The Quarry. No kids, no adults, no rules. Things quickly take a turn for the worse. Hunted by blood-drenched locals and something far more sinister, the teens' party plans unravel into an unpredictable night of horror. Friendly banter and flirtations give way to a life-or-death decisions as relationships build or break under the strain of unimaginable choices. Play as each of the 9 camp counselors in a thrilling cinematic tale where every decision shapes your unique story from a tangled web of possibilities. Any character can be a star of the show or die before daylight comes. So it's like, seems to be like it's going to be over just one night, kind of almost like a, Jason at Camp Crystal Lake type deal. It seems really cool, and it's the same kind of thing as like Until Dawn, where if you make a bad choice, you can essentially kill any of the characters, but they also probably can all live too. There's a really cool thing that they're doing where you can literally just watch the game. You don't have to play it.
That's cool.
There's a cinematic experience that you can literally just watch it, which is pretty cool. And you can play with up to 7 friends online. So unlike Until Dawn, like where you just could hand the controller off to a friend that's sitting right next to you, this actually has 7-player or 8-player technically online co-op. So that's pretty cool.
The voice cast in this game is ridiculous.
Is amazing. Yes. You want to read it off?
Yeah,
I don't have it up, so.
It's got David Arquette from the Scream movies, Skylar Gisondo, which I never knew that was his name, but he was in the new Vacation reboot. He's in The Righteous Gemstones. Ariel Winter from Modern Family, Brenda Song from various things. I think she was on a Nickelodeon Disney show. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, she was a lot of Disney Channel. Yeah.
Justice Smith from Detective Pikachu. Lance Henriksen, he's done some horror stuff in the past. Ethan Suplee, I don't know how you say his last name, but you know him. He's in a lot of the Kevin Smith movies. He was in My Name is Earl. He was in Boy Meets World, I think.
Boy Meets World, yeah. He got ripped too.
He did.
He got so ripped. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I mean the cast for this is nuts, which I know that their last one, Until Dawn, it had a pretty decent cast. It had like Rami Malek, Hayden Panettiere, a few others. But
I feel like you're missing like one big name. He's like a horror dude, like a big horror.
It may not be on this list that I'm looking at. Which one?
Shoot.
No.
I know. I'm trying to. Oh God, I can't. Raimi, dude. Is it Ted Raimi? Sam? No.
Ted Raimi.
One of the. Who'd you say, Justin?
Ted Raimi. Oh, Ted Raimi is on this list,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest, I don't know who that is.
He's like big into like horror and stuff.
Oh, he's in the Evil Dead movies. It looks like.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yep. So, but yeah, there you go. So, lots of really, really like cool cast.
Sam Raimi's brother.
Sam Raimi's brother. Yeah. But yeah, no, it looks really good. Did the Evil Dead? Thank you. Abandon. Apparently, Sam Raimi did the Evil Dead. So
I think
but yeah.
Brenda Song is she was the podcaster in the last season of Dexter.
Yes. Oh wait,
No,
that wasn't
that's
Brenda
not
Song.
right.
That's not her.
No. Nope, that's not her.
Oh,
She
it
was
looks so much just like her.
she was the I don't know if you ever watched the Disney Channel show The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
the heiress. So yeah. But
My
yeah, no,
bad.
the Quarry looks absolutely phenomenal. I loved Until Dawn. I hate scary games. I don't do scary games well by any means necessary. But I absolutely loved Until Dawn. The reason why I got into Until Dawn is when it was because it was a PlayStation exclusive, and it was right when they brought out the PlayStation camera, and they made it to where anytime that it knew that there was a jump scare, it would actually trigger your camera to take a video of you
That's mean.
during the jump scare, which you could turn off and on, but it was really cool because then it would you would have these clips showing like you freaking out. So I thought that was really cool, and I absolutely loved Until Dawn because of that feature. And you could like upload them to social media or whatever. But like a lot of people are saying this is gonna be kind of like almost like the sequel to Until Dawn. Obviously, a different story and all that stuff, but same people that made Until Dawn and all that. So very excited about the Quarry.
It comes out this summer, right?
Yeah, it comes out.
I think
The
it's
cutscene.
June
The
10th.
cutscenes. They have some image stills. I was looking on IMDb, but they have some still pictures. I texted them to Justin, but they're crazy, and I like that they're using the actor and actresses' likenesses as their characters too, which is cool.
Yeah, they used actual like the face capture, cutting edge facial capture, and filmic lighting techniques.
Emily, have you ever played the David Cage games like Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become
Love
Human?
them.
I played Heavy Rain. I watched somebody play Detroit. Never played Beyond Two Souls though.
Okay.
But I played those other games. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like games like that. Just kind of like an interactive movie, kind of.
Yeah, and like
neat.
your decisions will affect how the game plays out, which I absolutely love as well.
I somehow played through Until Dawn for the first time, not looking at any guides or anything, and somehow managed to, because you can get a perfect ending where nobody dies that's not supposed to die, and I somehow stumbled into accidentally doing that. I don't know how, but yeah, I got through with the perfect ending, and it was that the story of that game and the game itself was really good.
Yeah, no, it was Until Dawn was super good.
Yeah. So another bit of news, which I find kind of strange. Not that I'll probably end up seeing it, but Brie Larson will be in Fast and Furious 10. So hope you're all excited about that. Nah. Supposedly she's playing a timeless and an amazing character that's in the series mythology. I don't know who that would be, but
Paul Walker's character.
Yeah.
Or maybe Paul Walker. Well, maybe it's like going to be futuristic, not futuristic, but like in the future, because didn't they have a girl, right? Their child was a girl, or was it a boy?
Yeah, you think it's in the future? Maybe you think
Maybe
they go so fast they time travel?
It's all about family.
No, like not time travel, but like the years have passed. But I feel like they would have gotten somebody else to play like their child. So
maybe it's possible.
Like somebody younger, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure. What else did you have, Travis? I know you said you had a few more things.
That was what I think. That's all I had right now. Did you have something else?
I was just gonna do our like what we're most looking forward to coming. Like that's not out yet. Something that it could be game, movie, TV show, whatever.
I have been seeing a lot of really good buzz around this new Nicolas Cage movie. I can't
Damn
remember
it!
the.
Stop it. That was
Oh,
gonna
is
be
that?
mine. No, I'm just
Oh, my
kidding. You go
bad.
ahead. It's fine.
Is it the weight of? I gotta look up the
The
name of it.
unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this movie.
Same.
The biggest reason is I love how he's kind of poking fun at himself as far as like all the roles and stuff that he takes. Um, but the cast of this movie also looks really good as well. Because I've definitely seen some really strange Nicolas Cage movies. One of the more recent ones being
Yeah, yeah.
the,
The one where he's in like the Chuck E. Cheese.
yes, it's like
Yes.
Billy Bob's, but
Wally's
Yes.
Wonderland or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Willy's Wonderland.
and he's got zero.
He's fabulous.
He's
so
got
good.
zero lines of dialogue in that entire movie.
Yep.
No
Oh, really?
dialogue.
He grunts a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he grunts a few times.
It's just
and
a
he-
raging slasher movie, and it's great.
It's like and like of course the kids in that movie that are like that have snuck into the Willy's Wonderland or whatever
Yeah.
are just your typical like stupid teenagers that are gonna get killed because they're stupid. And then he is like not even trying like and he's just it's like you just have to watch it. It's just
Yeah,
it's really
don't
good.
with your son though.
What is it?
I told him not
Don't-
to watch it with his son.
Oh no, yeah, definitely not. But my favorite parts is when he like will take breaks, like he'll like be helping. He was
He's
like
playing
helping one of the
pinball.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
because he got hired to go clean Willy's Wonderland, right? But obviously, like they think he's not going to survive, so they lure people in to pay them to clean Willy's Wonderlands, but and
They're a
essence, they're
sacrifice.
sacrificing them to Willy's Wonderlands. But Nicolas Cage is like, I hate
Nah,
all of these stupid things, and he's like done. He's like, I'm done with this, like, but doesn't say a word. And he's just cleaning and he's doing his stuff, and then these kids, crash into the roof, and now he's got to save the kids from all the animatronic demon things. But like, and the whole time he's just not even trying to like, he doesn't even care about the animatronic things, and he just wants
No.
to clean the place and be done with it. And it's like, and he doesn't say a word. He doesn't. And when he takes a break, his like watch goes off, and he'll be in the middle of like killing one of the things, and he'll be like, and he'll just walk away. Or he'll
Yeah.
be in the middle of like saving one of the kids, and he'll be like, "It's break time. I'm gonna," and he'll like literally go into the break room, play some pinball, drink his energy drink, and then yeah, it's so good. But
I want to check that out.
yeah, it's really funny. It's really good. But yeah, the unbearable weight of massive talent. It looks fantastic. I even love bad Nicolas Cage movies. Like I thoroughly enjoy them. I thoroughly enjoy a lot of bad movies, but that's okay. That's
What is
just,
the best Nicolas Cage movie?
Ooh, Face Off.
Wow. For me, it's got to be
Face
either
Off.
the Rock with Sean Connery and Ed Harris, or Con Air.
Con Air's good.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona is excellent. You're right, son. You got a panty on your head.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, National Treasure is pretty good too.
Yeah.
We always like rewatch National Treasure movies because they're really good. But I honestly like because he takes like anything that is given to him, like any movie, doesn't matter, he'll take it. He wants to do it, and I just love like in the trailer, he's like, this dude wants to fly you out and like wants to meet you for his like birthday or whatever, I think. And he's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And who is it? Neil Patrick Harris is like, dude, like you need to get back in the game. And it looks so good. Oh,
Yeah.
the trailer. But
Yeah. What about you,
yeah,
Justin?
For me, I was trying to find a picture of Nicolas Cage with the panty on his head, but I couldn't find one quick enough. For me,
This is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. I was gonna have him just pop up beside us, but I feel like the moment is gone now. For me, it's gonna be a game that's been announced for several years now, and we finally get it this November. Starfield. Very, very excited to see what Bethesda is up to with this game. We've seen absolutely zero gameplay. There have been numerous leaks regarding what the gameplay entails, some screenshots from older builds. They've been releasing some developer diaries, some blog posts, but no gameplay footage. So I'm really excited for that Microsoft event this summer. I'm sure they'll have one or two when we finally see our first glimpse of gameplay, and I can finally put some credibility behind all this hype that I've created in my mind for it. I'm really excited to, if it's good, to play it. It seems like it's going to be one of their most ambitious titles. It's going to be, I believe, on their new engine, which is dire need of an upgrade from what we've seen in past games. So, yeah, mine is definitely Starfield.
Okay. There's another movie I'm looking forward to. I didn't actually realize it came out on April 8th. It's in theaters only right now. And it's getting a lot of really good reviews. It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
Who made that movie?
What
Who?
is it?
Do you know who made that movie?
Daniel Kwan and Daniel somebody.
Same
What?
guys behind Swiss Army Man.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Yep.
But it has a 9 out of 10 on IMDb, a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 94% on Fandango. But
Oh, dang.
some people said that this movie did multiverse way better than Marvel could ever do it. So I don't know.
That's awesome.
If you haven't seen the trailer for it, I'd recommend watching it. It's super interesting. But the lead is actually the female that was the female lead in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you guys have ever seen that movie, I know that movie is fairly old, but yeah, it looks
It's never
Wow.
played.
yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty
man.
good.
Wasn't
no,
she also in the Shang-Chi as well?
Yeah, she was
was
the
his aunt?
Shang-Chi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was also in other movies. I think like she was in Crazy Rich Asians also. But yeah, she's been in a lot of really good films. But no, I definitely want to check it out because she jumps through different multiverses and just like it's crazy. Like she'll be in the middle of a fight scene and she'll switch to where she's a cook in a different universe. It's so weird, but it just looks really interesting. It even has Jamie Lee Curtis in it as well, which is really interesting. So. But yeah, that's one for me. Emily, did you have any other ones? I'm trying to think game wise.
Did you guys see the Unreal Engine 5 reveal?
No, but I heard a little bit about it.
Yeah.
We're getting a
So-
Tomb Raider game, I believe, built on the engine, right?
Yeah. So it's been in early access for almost a year. And Epic Games has officially released Unreal Engine 5 to developers. So it's now can be developed. It says you've apparently in the Epic's The Matrix Awakens tech demo.
That's what I was getting ready to
used
say.
in the Unreal Engine 5.
I played that. It was crazy.
It was.
Yeah. So it looks like Black Myth Wukong is an Unreal Engine 5 title.
I'm so excited
released
for that
in 2023, and the next Witcher game doesn't have a release date. And some people think it's gonna use the new Unreal Engine.
I think projects is it Project CD Red? They announced that they're working on a new Witcher game. Yeah.
So, I'm all for it. I'm excited. It says it'll probably take better advantage of the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and S and the latest PC video cards, because there's a lot of like none of the games that are like releasing are really taking the good advantage of these 30 series cards. So hopefully Unreal Engine will, and hopefully I'll have a card by then.
Yeah. So they did announce CD Projekt Red did announce that it will have the Unreal 5 engine as a part of a multi-year strategic partnership between CD Projekt Red and Epic Games. So yeah, the next Witcher game will be on Unreal 5 engine, which will be cool. Which I think is funny because yesterday inside of Best Buy, they had a special where you could buy a physical copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on any console for $5.
Oh, dang. Wow.
Yeah. Not enough to make me want to buy it.
Also,
What?
Will
it's a
Smith
decent
was
game.
banned from the Oscars for the next 10 years. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He could still
So-
win and be nominated and stuff like that. And he can even
He
still
just-
go to the after party, but he can't actually go to the award event.
Right.
Yeah, which is
Colin Jost on SNL had a pretty funny thing about like, is this a punishment?
yeah, yeah.
Right. True.
I definitely felt that for
Very
sure.
true.
We also get Doctor Strange coming up May 6th. That's soon.
Oh, really? It's that soon?
Yeah.
That movie?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I also want to take a moment to talk about Moon Knight. I know. I think
Yeah.
Justin mentioned it, but I've watched the first 2 episodes, and
Same.
Disney always gets me. Disney and Marvel always gets me because I'll go into these shows being like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. This doesn't really look like my kind of thing. I did that with WandaVision. I did that with Loki. I did that. Sorry, I did that with God. Marvel doesn't want me to talk. The worst. But
I like how
also,
it's just not like a bark, 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 bark. It's like paced. It's like rhythmic.
It is perfectly paced. Yeah.
yeah. But anyways, went into this not expecting to like it. However, I loved it so far.
Same. Yeah.
I'll let you guys talk about it, and I'm just gonna mute myself for a minute.
I've only watched the first episode, which I know
Yeah.
either before we started or right after we started, you said that the second episode's even crazier.
Yeah, it's really, and without really any spoilers or anything like that, it just dives even more into like into who he is and why is he hearing this person in his head and you know, obviously you see the end of episode 1, he gives the other dude, you know, control, and now he was able to transform. So you get an idea of like just what's really going on with the other dude. You get more screen time with him versus Steven, which is the guy that's like the Steven from the gift shop. So it's really good. Like there's some more great action scenes in it that were really, really good. So
Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited to get caught up on it. I know it's only like 6 episodes and it's not connected to the MCU necessarily.
mm-hmm.
So I think that's neat. Ethan Hawke was also great in that first episode.
Yeah.
I hope he
Yep.
continues to be great.
There's some rumors, like people are saying there might be some rumors that Hulk either might show up in the show, or
Ooh.
Blade might be introduced in the show, but I don't really know. Where it's not tied to anything else, I'd be surprised if they did.
Right.
But I'm excited about that. Another one I want to talk about real quick is I watched the 3rd episode of Halo, and I gotta say, Halo keeps surprising me. I expected to not like this series at all because I just assumed, oh, it's like a CBS show. It's not going to be good, but honestly, like it's actually been pretty good. Like each episode, I think builds on the last, and it's definitely better than I anticipated it to be. Justin, have you
Yeah.
watched any of it at all? I know Emily has.
Yep.
No, I might at some point, but I don't know yet.
Yeah. It does a good job of like giving us a idea of who Master Chief was before everything happened in the video games, because I feel like this is essentially a prequel to the video games. Like this is essentially giving us the information that we probably learned in the video games, but now we're actually seeing it in a physical form of like who he was as a child, like, you know, how Cortana came to be, which I thought that was great. I love that the whole episode we actually get a lot of Cortana. I still don't like the way she looks.
Yeah.
I still wish that she was more AI. But like she looks too humanoid to me. Like she I don't know. Make her blue and I'll be probably happy.
Yeah. Have you watched the 3rd episode yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole episode is just him and her, or like showing like how they got her. Yeah. So how they got her, how they actually made Cortana was a little
messed up. Questionable.
Very questionable.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
We won't bring it up because we don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Super messed up.
Another game I'm excited about, and I think after this is I'll probably tap out on things to say, but I'm excited at the end of the month we get Nintendo Switch Sports, which I'm pretty excited about because I remember playing Wii Sports for hours on end.
Same. Bowling.
Yeah. So it looks like they're gonna have the soccer volleyball, bowling, tennis, badminton, and and kind of the sword jousting. But they're also going to add, I think, baseball and a couple others. I think like further down the line will just be an update. But yeah, I'm pretty excited because I'm watching the video on bowling right now, and it looks like they even introduced like a mode where they have obstacles and you have to try to like roll your ball around obstacles and stuff. It's kind of neat. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Does anybody else have any other things to say before we get into our picks of the week?
Well, did you want to try to non-spoiler like talk about Severance a little bit?
Only if Justin is okay with us doing it. If he'd rather wait, then that's fine.
I'll take my headphones off.
Okay, you want me to give you the thumbs up when we're done?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Logan. Hi, Logan.
Oh, hey, Logan. Yeah, so Emily and I are going to talk about the Severance finale and just the show overall. So if you guys are watching Severance or you don't want it spoiled, I'd probably recommend tuning out and come back in probably about 5 minutes, or just. But Emily, I'll let you start with what your thoughts are on the finale.
So the whole like season has just got me like my heart rate like going the whole time. Like it's one of those things where like when you're a kid and you go sneak into the kitchen to get like a cookie or candy or whatever, and you're like, am I gonna get caught? Like that's how I felt like all those episodes, because they're like sneaking around like trying to like do all these things and not get caught. And I just think it's, oh god, yeah, it has my heart rate like going all the time. But the big thing about this show is just, Travis and I have talked about it, what we think that they're doing. So at first, what did you said that you thought that they were harvesting souls, the macro data, they were harvesting souls. And then I said that, what did I say? Oh, that they were preparing for a post-apocalyptic thing, right?
Yeah.
But after the, like, what was it, the second to last episode? When we found out that his wife is actually still alive, and like he thinks that she's dead, and he's literally seen her. His work self, who doesn't know that he had a wife, he's literally seen her and interacted with her. And I think that they're bringing people back from the dead.
And she doesn't get to, and I'm pretty sure they made it clear that she doesn't get to leave.
Right. No, yeah. She goes in that elevator, that like demon hall elevator thing, that like she probably doesn't get to leave. They're probably erasing her memory and probably going to reprocess her or whatever. Right. So like, it's so crazy to even try to explain it. But, his wife dies in a car wreck, and we get that the last episode as well. They talk about how, because the Audis all are now like on the outside, right? In their innies, or their Audis. The innies are out. See, it's so hard. The innies are out, and they're trying to, make the best of their time outside and try to tell people what's actually really going on inside here. I was thrown aback by what's her face's Helly's, who she really was. She was actually the daughter of the dude that created Severance. Yeah. Like that right there was just blew my mind.
She's like the poster child for it, essentially.
Right. Yeah. But like I love the fact that he found the picture finally, and he was actually able to get out and was actually able to talk to his sister. So his sister knows what's going on, and he was actually able to get out and say and yell, she's still alive, and he has the picture in his hand. But at that moment, Dylan let go of the things. So now his Audi's going to wake up and be like, what's going on? And his sister's going to have to sit there and explain to him next season that, you just screamed she's still alive, and you're holding a picture of you and Gemma. So yeah. And the only thing that his innie knows is work. So obviously they'll figure out that she's still alive, and it's just, I can't wait for the next season. I think it's like going to be even better than this season.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah, I agree. I think to me, the last episode felt kind of like one of those, like those heist movies where like the stakes are like super high, and you just like think that at any point it could completely go sideways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
every
and
time.
the fact that Mark wakes up and he is talking to the girl that he doesn't realize is like in his life outside of work. And
Yeah.
And she immediately picks up on it because she stalked him this entire time.
Yeah.
Like, and we don't really know why that she chose this. I mean, at least
Yeah.
it's not super obvious to us yet why. But yeah, the finale was crazy. It was also kind of sad. I can't
Oh,
remember
Bert, Irving and Bert.
Irving.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
like because he
That was super
anytime he
sad.
had those anytime he had those wellness sessions, they'd always paint him as a family man, and he's so loved by many. And then he
Yeah.
wakes up and he realizes like how isolated and how lonely his life actually is.
Yeah.
And did you notice the thing he keeps painting over and
Yeah.
over is that hallway in the
That
dark?
hallway, the demon hallway with the elevator. So he's obviously knows his
Something.
severance is not working properly, it seems.
Well, we've seen him hallucinate, remember? And it was the black stuff that he's painting. Remember when he's in the office and it's like coming from the ceiling and all that stuff?
Yeah, his severance is not working properly, and how does his self-conscious know that he already, like, his Audi has already put Bert's name on that map and circled it, like that just
Yeah, and we didn't really get to see their reaction opening the door, right? Like they opened it, but we didn't really get to see anything happen.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Okay.
He was just banging on the door, and but yeah, so like I said, I think they're bringing people back from the dead, or they're bringing people that like are like on the brink of death or whatever, and they're doing something to bring people either back from the dead or on the brink of death.
I think that makes sense too, because now I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm thinking about when they were, because I didn't really understand why they were 3D printing all those things from like hundreds of years ago. But now that I think about it, if like they bring somebody back from the dead that was in that time period, they would want to have things around them they're familiar with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if they are trying to bring back the founding members of Loomis or whoever they're bringing back, plus you had mentioned, I think you had mentioned
Cobell's.
Yeah, she was holding the hose of clearly a loved one that she had lost, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was the medical, like almost like a breathing apparatus that actually had a medical like name on it, like it was like like a bracelet or something, and it literally said Charlotte Cobell. So it had to have been like either her lover or her daughter or somebody that she lost. And she has this shrine built around it, like and she's so angry that she's fired.
Yeah,
That she probably thinks that she's never going to be able to see her again.
So when she tries to like basically tell them that the innies are out, she's just basically trying to get her job back at that point. I feel like.
Oh yeah.
Then it also makes you wonder why she's so close to that baby to begin with. You know what I mean? If she lost one, you know what I mean? Like something like that, like a daughter or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. There for the longest, I thought.
So crazy.
There for the longest, I thought she took the baby, but I'm glad she didn't.
Yeah, she was driving pretty reckless.
Yeah.
And then that one dude was like, "I found a baby."
Yeah. And I thought it was really interesting because Mark didn't know that guy. He read that guy's book and he's seen him, but I'm sure he was thrown for a loop when like he goes out and he's like watching this guy read his book. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's crazy, and it's his brother-in-law, which I don't even know if he pieced that together at that point.
No, he finally did. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're my brother-in-law. She's my sister." Okay. Yeah.
But I like how cool his sister was about it. Like she didn't question
she was like,
anything.
"Okay." Yeah, she was like, "Okay, so what do we do now?" Like,
Yeah.
And then she even like explained to him who he was really as an outside person, which I thought was cool.
Which I think she probably had a feeling that other stuff was going on based on her having interactions with that other woman that had a baby that didn't recognize her or whatever. Like,
oh yeah.
And we saw those people at that event. Did you realize?
Yeah. Yep. He's a politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro Severance, I do believe.
Pro Severance.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what happens next season. But
we'll
go ahead and let Justin come back.
You're good.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah.
Your conversation was lively and full of great content.
It was.
Just don't listen back if you don't want it spoiled.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else before we get into pick of the week? Well, Emily, I'm going to let you go for pick of the week first.
It's what it's going to be.
I know. That's why I let you go first.
It's Severance, the season, just the whole season. Like I said, the whole season was phenomenal. The season finale, people compared this season finale to the first season of Lost finale.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go, Justin. There you go.
Yep.
I know how much you love Lost, and
You
it's
now have my
literally
attention.
they've been talking about this season finale has been the best season finale since the season finale of season 1 of First
Dude,
Lost
it's intense.
of the season 1 of Lost.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right. I think
So-
we're gonna go watch an episode here in a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Just
you're
hang
going to
in
be on
there.
the third episode too and I think the third episode is kind of where it starts getting a little like you need to pay attention.
Yeah.
And then the fourth episode is when you're just like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
And all I have to say about Severance is waffle party.
Yeah. Waffle party, bro. That's all you need to know.
all right.
Yep. Waffle
All
party.
right.
Make sure your son's not in the room for the waffle party.
All right. Yeah. Don't. Justin, what do you got?
Well, after that, even though I talked about it a lot at the beginning of the show, it's Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you only like the original trilogy. This game is for everyone who's ever cared about Star Wars. Go check it out.
All right. I'll do it right after this. Tell me I won't.
You won't.
Do it, you won't.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. For me, my pick of the week has to be I know that the season isn't finished yet, but for the pick of the week for me, I'd have to say Halo probably, just because, like I said, I was very much against this show and didn't think it was going to be good, but it has exceeded my expectations so far. Especially the opening scene of the first episode. Like I still can't get over like people exploding and heads being blown off and stuff like that. I was not ready, but I thought I was going to have more issues because there's more scene time with Master Chief out of his suit versus when he's in his suit. And I thought I was going to be all up in arms about that. But honestly, it's just really fleshing out the story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm not
getting
really,
backstory.
yeah. So I'm not
Yeah.
really upset about that. I kind of like seeing him uncover like his memories in his past and like, we get to see the version of Master Chief that was just like, go do this. He goes and does that, like just taking orders. And now he's starting to find his own identity, which is pretty cool.
I mentioned this to Jesse that I loved the point in which he took out that chip and the acting changed. And I loved that.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
The acting went from like monotone to like
actually showing
just
expression and
amazing.
stuff.
Yeah. Like I absolutely love that. I thought that was a really nice touch that they did
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, and like he goes and he specifically listens to that music being played, and it's like he's hearing music for the first time. You know what I mean? It's even though he had heard it before, as when he had that thing in him, but it was different for him, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm also really curious to see where, I can't remember her name, but the character that he saved at the beginning of the show, where she ends up going, because she's going back to her home world right now. With in tow with the guy that Master Chief basically kept had her watching over her. So be curious to see what happens with that. But yeah, my pick is Halo for sure.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, great. Does anybody
before?
Yeah.
Yes. So if you want another TV show that I've been watching that I've really been enjoying, and it took me forever to actually start watching it, it's on Hulu and it's called The Great. It's about yeah, it's so good. Have you watched all of it?
Not all of it, no.
Okay, so it's about Catherine the Great, Peter the Great, and it's really good. And it's called The Great, and then it has an asterisk at the end of Great, and then underneath it just says occasionally a true story. So like it just sits there and like kind of does things that like it probably didn't happen, but it still makes it like really funny.
I'd say they took a lot of liberties with it.
They did. They took a lot of liberties with this, but it's really good. And I like the fact that everybody's just British.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like they did the same thing that Chernobyl did on HBO, where they just made everybody have British accents because it was like it was just easier to understand. They didn't want to have subtitles and stuff like that. So
he's such a good villain in this show too.
Who the
Nicholas Holt or Holt?
Oh yeah, Nicholas Holt. But it's like he's one of those villains. He's like Handsome Jack. You love to hate him.
Yeah.
Because he's so stupid. Because he's so stupid. And you're like, bless your heart. Like when like those Southern mamas that they don't want to say you're stupid, so they just say bless your heart.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
funny.
The Great. You should watch it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's on Hulu. So I recommend going and watching that if you haven't. Travis.
Okay,
It's
for
pretty good.
sure.
It's got Ellie Fanning is
Okay.
the main character. So yeah.
Very cool.
Anyways, I'm done. I'm
Alright.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I think my dog's probably going to start barking here in a second. Hopefully not, Marley. It's okay. Don't die. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. This has been episode 127 of Nerds with Mike. Before we go, Emily, did you have anything that you need to plug for your channel? Anything you got going on?
No, I mean, I've just been playing lots of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So if you have any questions about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, not sure about it, whether or not you will like it or want to be able to see some gameplay beforehand, that's all I've been streaming lately. So you can find me at twitch.tv/Mystique Siren. And it's Mystique is like X-Men Mystique, MYSTIQUE. And then Siren is just how it says on my name here, SIREN. So I'm the only Mystique Siren on there. You'll see my blue purpley galaxy hair avatar, and you'll know that's me. But yeah, I'm Mystique Siren everywhere, so you can find me pretty much everywhere. But yeah, been playing lots of Tiny Tina's Wonderland, so if you want to check it out, come by and see me.
All right, perfect. Well, everyone, thanks for listening again. This is episode 127 of Nerds with Mikes. As always, please make sure you like, follow, comment on any of the platforms that we're on. If you'd ever like to see any specific content or anything brought to the show, feel free to reach out and let us know. We're always open to new ideas as well. But yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.